11th session of our Discover Acumatica with 247 Digitize webinar series. This session titled Optimizing Acumatica Purchase Workflows promises to be an insightful session on pricing, returns, and prepayments in Acumatica, brought to you by the experts at 247 Digitize. Before we dive into our agenda, a quick word about 247 Digitize. We are a dedicated team of Acumatica experts committed to helping businesses harness the full potential of this powerful ERP solution. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to drive efficiency, streamline operations, and maximize your ROI. I'm Mazhar Ali, Director of Business Development at 247 Digitize. And on the organizing team today, I have Neha and Sam with me. Neha is the head of bookkeeping practice at 247 Digitize. She is a chartered accountant by profession and comes with over a decade's expertise in financial reporting, external and internal audits, and global client management. Neha specializes in technical accounting and leading implementation of new accounting standards. She has led diverse teams, delivering customized solutions to meet evolving needs of businesses. Sam, who is the head of marketing at 247 Digitize, is the technical expert behind this webinar. Thank you, Sam. Our valued audience, whether you are an industry expert or a business owner or simply curious about the topic, we encourage you to participate actively by asking questions in the chat box, and we will answer your questions at the end of the session. Did you know that many businesses choose to outsource their bookkeeping? However, most organizations opt for fractional bookkeepers who are not always trained on Acumatica ERP solution and do not handle day-to-day entries into Acumatica on behalf of the customers. This is where we stand apart. We provide outsourced bookkeeping and controllership services tailored to enhance efficiency and accuracy. Our team of Acumatica experts integrates directly with yours, taking care of daily bookkeeping tasks so you can focus on your core objectives. Our process-driven approach and deep expertise in Acumatica ensures a seamless outsourcing service that frees up your time and resources, allowing you to focus on what matters the most, growing your business. Here's a snapshot of our services. Bookkeeping support, daily entries in Acumatica to streamline your bookkeeping and transactional tracking across multiple projects or service lines. Customized operational report retrieval, offering clarity on key data points to support decision-making and process efficiency. Controllership services, project and cost analysis, detailed reports on project or job costs, helping to assess resource allocation and project efficiency. Cash flow monitoring, regular updates on cash flow status to provide clear visibility on liquidity for ongoing and upcoming projects. Budget versus actual reports, reports that highlight budget variances with actionable insights to help manage costs and improve financial performance. Profitability analysis, in-depth reports at project level, service line, or equipment level to identify cost-saving opportunities and maximize profitability. Custom needs, assistance with catch-up or cleanup, task, and reconciliation to ensure data accuracy and alignment with existing workflows. Tailored support for handling transactions related to vendors, suppliers, or digital platforms, streamlining your data with reconciliation to ensure timely payments. This is just an indicative overview, and our services are fully customized to meet your specific needs. We are a process-oriented partner, allowing clients to focus on strategic goals and core areas of success while we handle their bookkeeping. If you don't keep your books up to date throughout the year, you will never have a clear picture of your business finances. Keeping your books up to date throughout the year is essential for a clear understanding of your business finances, enabling informed decision-making, tax compliance, effective cash flow management, business performance evaluation, investor and lender confidence, and legal compliance. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you, Mazhar. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to today's webinar on optimizing Acumatica purchase workflows, pricing, returns, and prepayments. Whether you are new to Acumatica or a seasoned user, this session will provide valuable insights to streamline your purchase processes, maximize efficiency, and ensure accuracy in your financial operations. In today's in today's session, we'll cover the following: vendor prices, price retention settings, vendor prices, automatic price selection, purchase returns, prepayments and purchase order, prepayments for purchase orders. By the end of this session, you'll have a clear understanding of how to optimize these workflows in Acumatica to enhance your purchasing processes. Next slide. So let's discuss what is a vendor price. Vendor prices represent costs established by vendors, suppliers, for the goods or services they provide. These prices are influenced by factors such as production costs, market demand, competition, and contractual agreements. Maintaining accurate vendor price lists in your system enables you to take advantage of promotional pricing, volume discounts, and other cost saving opportunities, thereby optimizing your purchasing decisions and securing the best deals for your business. Next slide. There are different vendor vendor price types that we come across, like regular vendor prices, promotional vendor prices, UOM-specific vendor prices, volume-dependent vendor prices, warehouse-specific vendor prices, etc. So vendors often provide product information through electronic catalogs or downloadable price lists. These lists typically include standard prices, prices for occasional buyers, or discounted rates for bulk purchases. As a preferred customer or a buyer of large volumes, your company may benefit from special pricing or wholesale rates on selected items. Acumatica enables you to define and manage various types of vendor prices, ensuring flexibility and accuracy in your purchasing process. Let's discuss briefly about the different vendor price types that we have seen. Regular vendor prices refer to the standard, non discounted prices that the vendors set for their goods or services under normal market conditions. These prices are typically stable and reflect the usual cost of production, market demand, and competitive factors. In Acumatica, regular vendor prices serve as a default cost for products that are not part of any promotions. Promotion, Promotional vendor prices, on the other hand, refer to temporary price reductions designed to stimulate sales. To mark a price as promotional, you'll have to select the promotional checkbox in the vendor prices form. It is also noteworthy that promotional prices are valid only until their expiration dates. Next, UOM-specific vendor prices refer to the pricing of goods or services based on different units of measure. This means that the price of an item can vary depending on the unit on which it is measured and sold. For example, if your vendor offer prices in multiple units of measures, then you can specify a separate vendor price record for each UOM. Volume dependent vendor prices decrease as purchase quantities increase, incentivizing bulk orders. To define these prices, enable the volume pricing feature in the enable or disable features form and set up tiered pricing levels. Warehouse specific vendor prices apply to goods stored or sourced from particular warehouses. If the multiple warehouses feature is enabled, you can specify warehouse specific rates. If no warehouse is defined, the price will apply to all warehouses. Let us also briefly discuss how to set up different vendor prices in Acumatica. To start with, navigate to the vendor prices form. Enter the required details like vendor, item, units of measure, price, start date, etc. There are some optional fields like expiration date. This is purely optional, but whenever you specify a expiration date, the price will become invalid after that specified date. Alternatively, you can import price list using the vendor price worksheets form. So you can use either the vendor prices form or the vendor price worksheets form by importing the price list. Next slide. So in Acumatica, there are flexible options to track vendor price history. This will enable to maintain accurate and relevant pricing data. All these configurations are managed in the accounts payable preference form, where you can choose one of the following methods. Single price retention. In this, as the name suggests, the system keeps only the most recent previous price, updating it with each new price. The second method is price history retention. In this, the system retains the price history for a specified number of months, preserving a detailed record of price changes. For non-stock items, Acumatica uses a specific process to determine vendor prices. It uses the last vendor price. In this case, the system saves the last price used for the item on a vendor's bill and displays it on the vendor's tab of the non-stock items form. If no regular or promotional pricing is available when creating a bill, the system uses this price, the last vendor price, to update the pricing. If no prior price is found, it defaults to the standard cost, which can be configured on the price or cost tab of the non-stock items form. By leveraging these features effectively, businesses can ensure pricing accuracy while preserving historical data to support informed decision making. Next slide. As we discussed in the previous section, there could be different vendor prices, multiple effective prices for different types may be available for a particular item at any given time. So how does the system select what price to should be selected? For this, the system follows a predefined search priority and stops as soon as it finds an applicable price. Next slide. In this diagram, one can see that the search priority for vendor prices, the highest priority is given to promotional pricing. If a promotional pricing is available, it will and is not expired on the specified date, it will always be given preference over any other price that is available. However, if there is no promotional price, the next priority is given to regular pricing, regular prices. If neither promotional nor regular price is available, then the system looks for last vendor price. If no last vendor price is found, the system attempts to use statistical last cost for the warehouse where the item is sourced or stored. As the final fallback, if the system does not find a statistical last cost, the system uses the last cost recorded in the system for the item, regardless of the warehouse or unit of measure. So, by using this process, the system ensures the most relevant and accurate price is selected for each document. On to next slide. More often than more often, you would notice that there could be circumstances where you end up returning a certain item that was purchased. There could be various reasons which could lead to purchase returns. Like there could be a surplus that you want to return. There could be incorrect or wrong goods shipped by the seller. Sometimes the goods could be defective or unsatisfactory, which would necessitate returning goods. In this session, we will cover how to create and process purchase returns for stock items. Now, the returns could either be at original cost or it could be at calculated cost. We'll cover both. Next slide. A return at original cost means the items are returned to the vendor at the same cost they were originally purchased. This cost is directly retrieved from the purchase receipt associated with the items being returned. A return could also happen at a calculated price, which means the system determines the cost of returned items based on the inventory valuation method, LIFO, FIFO, or average cost. It calculates the cost using existing inventory layers or the item's average cost at the time of return. Next slide. Now we'll learn how to process purchase returns. The process for purchase returns, whether it is at original cost or calculated cost, is mostly identical except for a few changes when selecting the when selecting some parameters in the summary area. So, next slide. First step for processing a purchase return is creating a purchase return document. For this, open the purchase receipts form. Navigate to the Details tab and select the checkbox for the items to return. Click Return to create the return document. Next slide. After After creating the return document, you need to specify the return settings. In the summary area, set the cost of inventory return from field to one of the following. If the cost is if the goods are being returned at original cost, you select original cost from receipt. If the cost is to be done if the return is to be done at calculated cost, you select cost by issue strategy and the system will calculate the cost of return. Select the Create Bill checkbox to generate a debit adjustment automatically. Update the receipt quantity field to specify the quantity that is being returned. Clear the Open PO line checkbox to indicate no replacement is required. Once this is done, next slide. Next slide. Once this is done, you can release the purchase return. Save and release the purchase return document. Review the debit adjustment on the billing tab. Confirm the inventory issues and check the related purchase order for updated received quantities in the quantity or receipts column. Next step. Next slide. When more often we notice that a lot of vendors ask for a prepayment. A prepayment is nothing but you know um, the vendor requesting part payment of the order amount in advance before those goods or services are provided. Different vendors could have different conditions for prepayments and different percentage that they expect as prepayment. In this section, we'll be discussing how prepayments will be recorded, processed, paid, and then how do we apply such prepayments when the final invoice is received. Next slide. So, first of all, to for a vendor, if you want to apply prepayments, you'll have to update vendor settings and also update the stock item settings. We'll discuss how to update the vendor settings. In the vendors form, navigate to the payments tab. In the prepayment percent box, specify the desired prepayment percentage. Switch to the GL accounts tab and ensure that the prepayment is set to deposit to vendor. Click Save Changes to apply the changes. Next slide. Once the vendor settings are updated, you have to update the settings for stock items as well. Go to Stock Items form and open the stock item. On the Vendors tab, click Add Row to add the vendor details. For the new row, specify the following settings. Item status, active, vendor ID, select the vendor, prepayment percent, enter the prepayment percentage. Click Save to save the changes. Next slide. So once you have updated the vendor settings and the stock item settings, you can now create a purchase order and create and generate a prepayment request. On the purchase orders form, create a new purchase order. In the summary area, specify details like type, vendor, description, etc. On the details tab, click add row and add details like branch, inventory ID, warehouse, order quantity, unit cost, etc. After entering all the details, click remove hold to save the purchase order. Next slide. So once the purchase order is created, go to the more menu and select create prepayment request. This will open the bills and payments form showing the prepayment request. In the prepayment request line, specify extended cost, account, and confirm the prepayment amount is correct. Click on remove hold and then release. The prepayment request is now generated. Next slide. Once a prepayment request completed, is generated, the payment will be marked as pending print. So you go to the print or process on the checks and payments form to initiate the payment processing. You would see the process payments or print check screen form will open. Confirm that the payment details are correct and click process. On the release payments form, click process to complete the payment process. By following these steps, you have learned what settings need to be changed for a vendor to have prepayment settings, what prepayment settings should be changed for a stock item, and then how to create a PO and generate a prepayment request and eventually process the prepayment request. Next slide. Now that a document is created and a prepayment is also made, we will learn what will happen when we receive the vendor invoice and the final goods are received in the warehouse. So how do you account for it? What is the process of adjusting the prepayment against the bill? It is a two-step process. So next slide. In the first step, you would open the purchase orders form and select the purchase order. From the More menu, you would click Enter AP Bill to create the bill. Next slide. If you notice on the Applications tab, the prepayment line is automatically added. Click Remove Hold and then Release to finalize the bill. Next slide. In step 2, you process the purchase receipt. Return to the purchase order screen, check the prepayments tab and confirm the prepayment is closed and applied. Click Enter PO receipt to create the purchase receipt. On the purchase receipts form, ensure the Create Bill checkbox is cleared. Click Release and ensure purchase order status is closed. This brings us to the end of my presentation. Thank you for joining us today and investing your time in understanding Acumatica's capabilities. We hope this session has provided you with actionable insights to streamline the purchase processes and manage vendor pricing effectively. Over to you, Mazhar.
Thank you, Neha, for the outstanding presentation. Appreciate your insights. Very well explained. Key benefits of Acumatica bookkeeping services. Just wanted to highlight the benefits of outsourcing bookkeeping tasks to 247 Digitize. Time and cost savings. By outsourcing your bookkeeping tasks to us, you save valuable time and resources that can be allocated to core business activities. Efficiency and accuracy. We maintain your books with precision, ensuring all financial data is recorded accurately and efficiently. Key employee attrition peace of mind. When an organization relies heavily on key employees who possess specialized skills, knowledge, or experience, the thought of them leaving can create uncertainty and disrupt business operations. However, by outsourcing bookkeeping to external partners or service providers, the organization can mitigate the risk associated with the key employee attrition. Scalability. Our services are flexible and scalable, allowing us to adapt to your business's evolving needs as it grows. Data security. We prioritize the security and confidentiality of your financial information, employing robust measures to protect your data. In some cases, organizations may prefer to limit their employees' access to financial information. In such situations, outsourcing to service providers could be a viable option. Additionally, we offer the flexibility to sign up for specific critical and challenging areas instead of complete bookkeeping, such as accounts receivable (AR), accounts payable (AP) management, general ledger (GL) maintenance, or inventory management. This tailored approach allows us to address your specific pain points and align our services with your unique requirements. While your accounting team may be robust, outsourcing certain challenging areas of Acumatica bookkeeping to us can lead to accurate and timely monthly and yearly book closures. Instead of continuing to expand your finance team, you have the option to provide us with your requirement and we can serve as an extension of your office. This way, we can effectively handle specific tasks, allowing your in-house team to focus on other core responsibilities. We are a US-based entity with our head office in Chicago and three delivery centers in India, which are in Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bangalore. Our team of finance graduates is trained on the basic 12 modules of Acumatica with a comprehensive training duration of 175 hours. Additionally, we have the expertise in industry specific modules. This targeted training ensures that our team is well equipped to address the unique requirements and challenges associated with these industries, providing specialized and effective solutions for our clients. We have implemented a shift based work schedule to effectively manage different time zones. In the first half of their shift, our bookkeepers work on entering transactions from previous business day so that the transactions are ready for review by the time our clients begin their next day. The second half of their shift aligns with the first half of US office hours for better coordination. Additionally, we have team members dedicated to providing support till the office closing hours in the Eastern region, enhancing our responsiveness and availability of client assistance as needed. Our valued audience, whether you are an industry expert, a business owner, or simply curious about the topic, we encourage you to participate actively by asking questions in the chat box, and we will answer your questions.
Thank you, Mazar and Neha. We would like to thank you for attending the event. And as we wait for a while to give attendees enough time to send their questions, I would also like to remind you that you can contact us directly, and we will be more than happy to schedule a call with you. This video will be available in both our LinkedIn page and on our YouTube channel, in case you would like to review something specific at a future time. Now, let's wait for a couple minutes and
Sure.
see if anyone has any questions. Okay, Mazar, we haven't received any questions for now, so we can move on. And as mentioned before, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to contact us or visit our website, www.247digitize.com. Thank you.
I think, Sam, we should wait for a little while as I see on the LinkedIn there's a little lag. It's my pick, I'm still talking on LinkedIn if I see that. So,
Okay,
yeah, I think we should wait a little bit.
sure.
Let's wait for about 30 more seconds, Sam, and then we can go ahead. Also, if you're watching this webinar later, you can still, post your questions in the comments, and we'll pick these questions and get back to you with the answers, either on your LinkedIn message, or we'll get in touch with you to answer those questions. So feel free to ask, even if you're watching it late. All right, Sam, let's proceed. If you or your clients are interested in learning more, please do get in touch with me. You may make a note or take a screenshot of my contact details. Let's discuss how we can streamline your bookkeeping processes. Looking forward to connecting soon. Thank you all for being a part of today's webinar. We look forward to see you at the next one. Stay tuned to our LinkedIn page for more updates. We appreciate your participation. If you have any further questions or feedback, please reach out. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, very much.
Thanks.